Good morning, everybody. Actually, it's afternoon. I wanted to do this morning, but kind of slept in a little bit and had some other things to take care of on the laptop this morning and then drop off Elliot at school. So it's afternoon already. So good afternoon, everybody, on this Wake Up Wednesday health and wellness coaching tip. Hope everybody is being safe out there. Continue to wash your hands and be aware of those around you. Don't be afraid to self-quarantine yourself if you are not feeling so great, right? You're not doing yourself a disservice or anybody else by just staying your butt home until you feel 100%, right? So spread that around instead of the other stuff, right? All right? So let's get this week's health and wellness coaching tip underway. What I'm gonna be talking about today is something that we all do, period. Nobody can escape it, and if you do, it'll catch up to you. So we're gonna talk about sleep. I'm gonna give you 7 tips for deep, blissful sleep. Just the best sleep that you can possibly get when you go to sleep. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Antel. I'm your health and wellness coach, and I'm here to give you another week of amazing tips. So I'm going to be offering you some pillow talk, if you will, right? Of dreamland, about dreamland, and that is about where we spend a third of our daily lives. In bed or on a couch, in a chair, wherever you are, but you're sleeping. It's where we spend about a third of our day. So if you see my eyes bouncing up and down, as always, I got my laptop, all my notes, as usual. So let's get right into it. Why am I even talking about sleep if it's something that our bodies do naturally, right? Our bodies know there's a certain time in the day, whether it's a nap or not, we need to just shut it down and let our bodies re-energize, let our mental re-energize. Actually, the truth about sleep is that it's not just something that happens. It doesn't just happen like this. Maybe for some of us who sleep like babies each and every night, or can take a nap just like this in the middle of the day if you have that opportunity. Maybe for some of us it happens that fast, but for the rest of us it doesn't. And then of course, unless you're younger, right? Unless you're like a teenager, because I remember those days of getting home from school and taking a nap because I was just tired from school, or maybe speaking about myself, maybe I was hanging out with friends the night before, and then had to go to school the next day. So I just wanted to catch up on restfulness. I wanted to feel energized. All right. So even babies need to learn how to fall asleep and then how to sleep well. Right? So what's so important about getting a good night's sleep? So I'm sure many of us have seen on television, on any given channel, a lot of people do watch, I don't know if he's still on to be honest, Dr. Oz or some of these other talk show hosts, medical talk show hosts, and they've gone over in depth the importance of sleep. I'm going to give you some of what I've gathered and what I know. Good sleep is extremely vital for good health. So they go hand in hand. All right. Sleep deprivation, which means you're sleep deprived, which means you're not getting enough sleep. That can lead to a multitude of health issues. So if you're trying to become a healthier version of yourself, the better, healthier version of yourself, and you're not getting enough sleep or quality sleep, you're doing yourself a disservice. You are sabotaging yourself if you're doing everything else right, but you're not getting decent sleep at night. All right. So some of the health issues that sleep deprivation can lead to are it'll escalate the hunger hormone. All right. Which will in turn increase food cravings. And when those cravings kick in, guess what? They're not going to be for cucumbers. They're not going to be for vegetables. They're usually going to be geared towards something sugary, something that you don't need. All right. It will escalate the stress hormone, cortisol, as we all should know, which can automatically cause you to start gaining weight, which could be sabotaging your efforts to lose weight. It could create diabetes. It could create heart attacks. It could create high blood pressure. Oh, goodness. How many more? Depression. Depression's a big one. You don't get enough sleep, you're going to start being depressed. I guarantee you that. Osteoporosis. That's huge, especially for us older folks. I want to say for the ones who are probably 60 and up, right? 60 and up. I don't think that's old by any means, but in the category of young and old, that's in the upper category. So osteoporosis becomes an issue. Depressed immunity. Your immune system becomes weak. And in this day and age, with what's happening around the world, that's the last thing you want to do, is be putting yourself in a position to where your immune system is not working at its fullest, best potential to protect you. All right? So those are just a few. Actually, I got one more. It causes elevated blood pressure in the people with hypertension. It's a huge issue, which can lead to cardiovascular disease, which is one of the top killers in the United States, probably the world, and/or it can lead to strokes. So those are 3 bullet points. One of those bullet points had a myriad of chain reactions, if you will, but those are crucial points. That's just a few of the health issues that sleep deprivation can cause you. All right. So learning how to improve your sleep is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's necessary that you learn how to sleep properly and for you get the proper amount of sleep, right? Because like I said before in other videos, there is no one size fits all. There's no cookie cutter approach to anything in life. There's guidelines that you can start, but for you and your individual person, your body, you have to figure out what that healthy window is, all right? So you're going to be asking yourself, Montel, how do I get better sleep? You're talking about getting better sleep. You gave me the repercussions of not getting sleep. How do I get better sleep? So I'm going to tell you, as I always do. I've got an answer. So if you can follow, I got 7 tips. There's 5. There's 2. I got 7 tips that if you can follow these tips, rest assured, all right, excuse the pun, rest assured that you will feel more rejuvenated, and re-energized than you even thought was possible. Okay? So perk up the ears. Here we go. 7 tips. Practice regular sleep rhythms by going to bed and waking up at the same exact time each and every day. That's how you get into a rhythm. And then your body will adapt, and your body will start to let you know when that time has come to go to sleep and when to wake up. All right, so practice going to bed rhythms. Number 2, create a total, absolute silence and darkness in the room that you're going to sleep in, preferably your bedroom. All right, there should be no TV on. You should have no cell phone on. All of these blue lights that come off of these LCD screens and whatever other screens you may be looking at, plasma and all of that, there's a blue light that it emits and it stimulates the brain. So if you can cut that out, and I believe the recommended is like an hour, like at least 60 minutes prior to you going to bed, give your brain a chance to just destimulate. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm gonna use it. Destimulate. To calm down, just start slowing down, winding down the day, preparing yourself to sleep. So create total quiet and total darkness in the bedroom. Number 3, avoid any beverages or foods even that have caffeine in it, or at least reduce the intake of caffeine that you're going to be putting in your body right around noon, as it will affect your sleep dramatically. All right, now I know a lot of you guys are caffeine, I don't know, there's a word I'm looking for, or maybe a word I know I don't want to say potentially, but a lot of you guys drink the hell out of some caffeine, right? Every morning, 1 or 2 cups of coffee, lunchtime, You just fiends. That's a good word. Fiends. Caffeine fiends. So you're somewhat immune, right? Whereas one person could drink your cup of coffee and be bouncing off the walls, you could have 2 cups of coffee and barely feel it because you're that used to it. But in any aspect, I want you to reduce your caffeine during at least lunchtime because it will dramatically help your sleep, okay? Number 4, get regular exposure to daylight as long as that sun is out, right? It doesn't have to be shining bright. It could be semi-cloudy like it is right now, the overcast that they put out there, because it wouldn't be there. Anyway, it don't have to be sun shining, right? The sun could be behind some clouds. Remember, people still get tan on the beach if the sun's not shining, if it's behind clouds. The sun is still out. So make sure you're getting regular daily exposure to sunlight for at least 20 minutes. If you can manage that, 20 minutes, because the sunlight will trigger will trigger your brain to release melatonin, which is extremely vital for sleep. If you don't know about melatonin, they're all natural pills or gummies that you can take for yourself as an adult, give to your children. It's non-addictive. It's just boosting the melatonin, their own melatonin within their bodies to help aid them in going to sleep. Number 5, eat no later than 2 hours before you go to bed. Why? And I've said this before involving on the fitness side of things, and it goes hand in hand with just sleep in general. But because if you eat anything, let alone a heavy meal, in a 2-hour window, 120 minutes before you plan on going to sleep, not only will it help you to lose weight, because that is part of it as well, but when we're talking about sleep, before bedtime, it will impede your body's natural process of overnight detoxification. Why? How will it do that? Because now it's working to process food while you're sleeping, as opposed to doing what it does naturally when it has time to process food before you go to sleep. It does its natural process of detoxification. That's why when you wake up in the morning, most of us got to go to the bathroom. You're getting rid of toxins that your body has processed overnight, and so that the next day you understand, or you wake up in the middle of the night, or whichever, you understand it's time to get rid of those, all right? So don't eat 2 hours before you go to bed. Allow your body time to detoxify, okay? Number 6, write down, pen and paper, pencil and paper. You can do it on a laptop, that's technology age. Write down any thoughts that may be bothering you, that you may be burdened with from the day that you're in, okay? So don't go to bed. If you had a hard day at work and your boss is throwing some things at you and said, I need this done by Friday, and it's Monday, don't be burdened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night with what you are supposed to get done on Friday, all right? Every night before you go to bed, write down what's bothering you, the worried brain, release it, get it on paper. You don't need to write solutions to it, but just write it down, get it down, because what we write gets it out of us. Do you understand that? That's why they always say write in a journal for people who are trying to get in shape or fitness or food, whatever it is. Journaling in general is very, very beneficial to releasing it out of your mind. And or for motivational, inspirational purposes, if you're writing it down, you have a likelihood to do it. You have more likelihood to actually do what you're writing down instead of just thinking it, okay? So write down your worried thoughts, whatever burdens you, and drop it, write it, let it go. It's out of your mind, relax, then go to sleep, okay? That's number 6. Number 7, excuse me, my nose is itching. Somebody's talking about me. Number 7, take a hot salt bath or some kind of aromatherapy, right? Because raising your body's temperature before you go to sleep helps to induce sleep. So a lot of people don't do that. Some people will take showers before they go to bed, right? So you don't have to do it in the morning. It saves you time on that end as far as like getting ready for work. But if you can, take a salt bath or do some kind of aromatherapy. Get your body a little heated up because it will help you to sleep better, but it will help to induce sleep so that you become sleepy. All right, so those are your 7 tips. Hope you guys were writing them down, jotting them down, and plan on putting some of those into use to see if they can work for you. All right, so usually after I'm done giving you the questions to some of the answers, you're saying, well, what do I do now? What's next? Well, I'm about to tell you what's next. That's what I do. Okay, so in my health coaching practice, as you all know, I help clients do many, many, many things. But on this topic, I will help clients implement these 7 tips so that they can get the most out of their sleep and, of course, their health. And as always, it's something that's natural. It's not something you have to take, no supplements. There's no tricks or gimmicks. It's all natural, and it's something that we should all practice and do daily. Consistency breeds habits, and that's what breeds success. That's what breeds habits are what we need to change, right? That's what my health coaching practice is all about. I figure out the habits, the bad ones, and then I implement ways. I give you ideas and strategies on how to slowly change those bad habits into good habits. And once you do that, it becomes a no-brainer, and you're on the path, on the road to going exactly where you've always wanted to go. And that's become the best, better version, healthiest version of yourself that you could ever be, right? So, as always, if you guys want to know anything more about this, know somebody that has trouble sleeping, and you want to send them my way, right? Please click the link in the comment section at the bottom of this video. Send me a message, schedule a time, and I will chat with you so we can discuss how you would need me to support you, how I can support you, and hold you accountable. Be your accountability partner to help you follow through with this and get the best night's sleep that you've never had in your life, okay? So until next week, don't know what the tip is going to be, but it's always going to be interesting. If you haven't, subscribe to my podcast. I do it every Monday morning. It's on Anchor. If you're on the laptop, www.anchor.fm. If you're on iOS or Android, it's the Anchor app. It's Rolling with O. Subscribe. I'm always putting out important information on there, and with what's been going on, try to keep you guys updated with this coronavirus, COVID-19, as much as possible. Maybe some stuff you've heard already, obviously, on the television and the news and all that. I don't watch the news per se. I get information other ways, but I try to give it to you guys. So hopefully I'm doing you guys a good service on that end. All right. So until next week, I appreciate you guys. All the love and support you continue to show. I really do. Hits home. And I will see you next Wednesday. And again, for those of you who listen to my podcast, I'll see you Monday morning. Again, be safe. Continue to wash your hands. All right. Love you guys.